Hi guys, how are you today? So guys, today it's all about neighbors. Let's tackle this neighbor issue. How well do you know your neighbor? How well do you know your neighbors? Guys, there's one thing we say, karma is real. Huh? This saying goes, karma is real. And what goes around comes around. Is it true? If you agree with me, I think that's the truth. What goes around comes back around. Comes around. You know, in this society that we are living, if you are not blessed yet to own your own premise, to own your own compound, to own your own home, you will meet different people from these different backgrounds, and we will live with them. You know, we will live with them wherever you go, in apartments, flats, estates. They are there. We will live with them and we will come as one community and as neighbors. So, how well do you know your neighbor? This is my question. Are your neighbors too mean to you? Are they too mean to you? Because we have neighbor matatas. We have this neighbor we call neighbor matata. They just like chaos, huh? You know them. They like matata. We have neighbor matata. How do you deal with the mean neighbors in your apartment or in your flats or wherever in your environment where you stay? How do you deal with this neighbor matata? And the mean neighbors, how do you deal with them? If you have a mean neighbor, how do you deal with them? 1, don't pay bad with bad. Don't pay bad with bad. Show love to them. Show kindness to them. But you learn to have your boundaries. Be that person who knows how to handle the boundaries. Huh? You know when to cross the borders, huh? When to cross the boundaries. Yeah, that's the fact. So we have 3 types of neighbors. Huh? We have bad neighbor. These bad neighbors, I call them moody people. They are well known with their behaviors. They are very moody. They don't talk to people. They just have that heart, bad heart. Huh? Naturally, if you see them like this, you just say, this one is a bad neighbor. We know him or we know her. You know, we have those ones. We have toxic neighbor. They are very chaotic. They are very chaotic and they like spoiling lots of things for people. They are just spoilers. Everything, everywhere they go is just spoiling. Those are the toxic neighbors. Huh? We have the wicked neighbors. Wicked neighbors, these neighbors are those neighbors that they're just wicked. They were born to be wicked. They love voodoo. They love witchcrafts. They believe in those witchcrafts. They are very wicked. You know, everything they do, just see, they have this wicked thing in them. That's what we call a wicked neighbor. We have selfish neighbors. Another one. There are these neighbors who are very selfish. They don't want anything to do with anybody. They don't want progress from another door. They don't want anybody doing anything. You buy something, he'll be like, hey, me, I can't buy it. I can't have it. They're just like that. They're very selfish. They like their own things. They don't care about people. They are very selfish and they don't want to see progress of other people. They're this category of neighbors. Huh? We have neighbors who are very betrayers. The betrayer ones. Them, you can talk to them nicely. They prove to be nice most cases. And they come whenever you have problems. They reach people. But anything, you have to watch your mouth whenever you talk to this kind of neighbors. The betrayers. They like gossiping a lot. There are neighbors who like gossiping. Those neighbors who like gossiping. They like gossiping. They will gossip so much. Those neighbors, huh? If you know them, you know. The neighbors who likes gossiping, they gossip, they say false things, they talk about false things. They wake up in the morning and all what they know in the apartment or wherever they stay, or flats, or you know, those environments where people stay. They like picking issues, quarreling. They are the main matata ones now. They are the main matata ones. They have issues every day, gossiping, and they're betrayers. You talk to them like this, the next minute they're in another door telling that person, this is what this person said. This is what they said. Are you getting that? We have such kind of neighbors, huh? We have them. So guys, in which category do you fall as a neighbor? In what category, or which category do you really fall as a neighbor? Are you the neighbor matata? Are you the good one, the bad neighbor, the witchcraft one, the toxic one, the selfish one, the betrayer one? Are you that bad neighbor or good neighbor, or the caring neighbor to your neighbor? In the society of today where people live, I've come to realize that love is gone. People don't care about their neighbors anymore. You can stay with your neighbor, but I tell you, month goes, weeks pass, days pass. You can never know that who's staying in that door, who's staying there, what's the name of this neighbor, who is this neighbor. People are just mean to each other. That's how nowadays people behave. I don't know what has happened to this, our society of today. It's just like that. You can have your neighbor. Some neighbors are those neighbors that you just moved in, they've started issues with you. They've not even come to ask you, what's your name? Hi. They've not even said hi. They are those neighbors who are just like that. They've started even issues with you. They just start. They're on. Your new neighbor, you've not even put your curtains, you've not even done anything in your house. They've just started. Those are the ones we call, that is their behavior in nature. There's nothing to hide. Because there's this saying that people say, the first impression that a person gives you, that's them. That impression that a person gives you the first time you meet them, that's who they are. There's nothing can change. That's who they are. So if you see a neighbor who is like that, that's who they are. Just learn to accommodate them and live with them the way they are. That's their behavior. There's nothing otherwise. There's no reversing things. That's how they are. Another thing. As the saying goes, you must love everyone, but don't trust everyone. You know that. We need to love everybody. Show love. As your neighbor, you have a neighbor. Show love. In those days, I used to know that we were brought up in an environment where we knew a neighbor is like a family. Neighbor is like a family. But these days, the society of today have killed this part of neighbor society. Family. The family society of neighborhood. This has it's died, it's gone. There's nothing like we are family. We live in the same apartment. This is a family neighborhood. No, there's nothing like that. Nowadays, people are mean. I don't know, maybe people are going through a lot of issues by themselves, and then people are projecting into so many things, and they don't want to involve in. Whenever they see you as an enemy. They are dealing with so many things. So some people are dealing with depression. Some people are dealing with, every day people are dealing with different things that you can never tell unless they open up to you and speak to you and tell you. You can just see somebody walking nicely. He's your neighbor every day, just walking every day, but you don't know what they are going through in their houses. So some of them project it up to outside. They take it up to they extend it to their neighbors. And you don't have even problems with them, but they just give you those problems. They want you to help them carry their burdens. Are you that kind of a neighbor? Are you that kind of a neighbor? Are you that caring neighbor that who knows that my neighbor is here? What is happening in her house? I've heard my neighbor quarreling here. I've heard my neighbor shouting here. What is going on with my neighbor? Can I go? At least can we knock the door and ask her what's the problem? People are just tending to ignore even when some things are getting worse to the neighbors. Huh? People ignore things. Even sometimes you find that somebody is killing somebody in the house. And in Kenya here, you find that people are just comfortable in their houses. They're just ignoring. That's why you find cases of death, cases of a lot of things happening in the people's homes. Once you're living, what I believe in, because I've lived abroad also, I know. If you live somewhere, you hear noise, it's either you call a police or somebody should always go there at least to confirm what is going on. Not just keeping quiet and trying to ignore. Leave them. Leave them. No. Sometimes somebody is dying. He's trying to communicate, but you people are just dummy. You're ignoring. You're ignoring, but he's dying. Or she's dying. Guys, are you a good neighbor? Are you a caring neighbor to your neighbor? I know things have changed. Nowadays, we live in a situation where somebody says, I don't care. I don't care. Me, I live in my own place. I don't care. Yes, you live in your own place. What if something happens? What if there's danger somewhere? Will you communicate to your neighbor or you just keep quiet? Say that, mwache, wachana huyo, wacha just leave them. Forget about that one. Huh? You know what karma is real in this world. What you do to your neighbor will always come back to you. Be a neighbor, your neighbor's keeper. Be a neighbor's keeper. Be a neighbor's keeper. Be your neighbor's keeper. Try to help them whenever you see that they're low. Try to confirm something out of them. But there are some people, neighbors who like locking themselves. They like being their own place. They like being on their own place. They like their peace of mind. Huh? That's what I can call it. They like being on their own. There are neighbors like that. I'm also one of them. I'm that neighbor. I'm that one person who likes my own peace of mind. I like being my own quiet place. If not for music, then I'm such a quiet person. I'm such a peaceful person. The only thing I love is music, because that music communicates a lot to me. It helps me in many ways. I live alone. I don't live with anybody in my house. So this is why I like music. Music is like my therapy. You know, it suits me. It calms me down whenever I have so many things to think about. You know, on a daily basis, people are going through a lot, and we think about so many things. We think about our life. We have so many things to think about. But you see, sometimes music helps us. You don't put it extra loud. You just put it on a low, that's just medium, that you know that you don't distract people. It's good. It's healthy. It's a therapy for your mind. Don't just sit in a house very quiet, like you are committing suicide in that house. That's where the thoughts are coming out. The bad thoughts, the suicidal thoughts, the bad, those thoughts, you know them. I don't want to mention all of them, but you know them. Engage the house with some good, sweet music, soothing music. It's nice. It kills a lot of anxiety and a lot of things that you think about that are not comfortable. Anyway, so neighbors, be a good neighbor to your neighbor. Who knows about tomorrow? Don't be that neighbor who fights everything. You fight for the lineage on the where people hang clothes. You fight for that. You fight for everything. You're trying to bully. It's like you're bullying a grown-ass person. Don't bully people. People are grown. We are mature people. We know things. Don't try to bully. No. Don't bully. You can't bully somebody who is in their 30s. How can you bully that person? You can't bully somebody who is 35, who is almost approaching their 40s. How can you bully such a person? These are the people who can teach you a lot. It's only that some people are just liking being quiet. They're just peaceful. They like their quietness. But neighbors, be a good neighbor to your neighbor who knows about tomorrow. Don't be mean to your neighbor. Don't be harsh to your neighbor. Don't be a neighbor who is bully, who is mean. You know everything about your neighbor and you're poking noses so much. Huh? Don't. Saying hi is enough. And if you don't want to talk to your neighbor totally, better you keep quiet. Don't put a false allegations on them. Just, if you don't want your neighbor, just don't even say hi. Just forget about it. Live like that. You'll be in a peaceful mind rather than fighting them, saying bad things about them, trying to bully them. You know, people are grown up and there are neighbors who like witchcrafts. This one I will tackle it in the next our video session for the next time. For today, it was just how well do you know your neighbor? Is your neighbor a good person? Do you know your neighbor so well? Huh? Are they mean to you? And if they're mean, how do you handle them? Yes, be good to your neighbor. Now, a neighbor should be a family union. It's like a second family union. These are the people who knows you. You wake up every day from their premises in the same building. You go to work. You come back. These are people you meet on a daily basis until that day you'll shift from that place to another place. So these are people you have to show love, care. Show them that you're with them. Huh? Don't be mean to them. Just love them the way they are. But I know sometimes it's difficult. There are some neighbors who are very pushy. They are very annoying. They are very toxic. As I've just said it, they are just poisonous. They are matata. They are neighbor matata. You see them, you see matata, you see fire. These ones. Lock yourself in your house. Give them a break. Just forget about them. Do your stuffs. If you see that you have such kind of people, forget about them. Lock yourself. Lock yourself in your house. Yes, it is what it is. Do your shit in your house. Do your damn thing in your house. And more so, learn to pray for them. At least for them to change and to become good people. To others. Huh? So it is what it is. That is the only topic for today about our neighbors. But please, guys, can you please subscribe on my YouTube channel? I'm requesting you guys subscribe on my YouTube channel. I'll appreciate you so much, so big time. You're like a family to me. Those people who have subscribed, I love you so much. May God bless you. But continue. We need them. We need those subscriptions. Without them, we can't grow. Without them, we are no people. We are nobody. Please subscribe. I'll appreciate it so much. Bye for today. Ciao. See you next time.